Tensions in the West Philippine Sea are not cooling down, according to Marcos. When the commander-in-chief admits that the maritime tension over the West Philippine Sea, WPS, is not cooling down, as he also mentioned the growing complication in the area, it must be taken seriously. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. addressed that issue to members of the Philippine Air Force during a visit to Clark Air Base in Pampanga Province on Friday to examine the recommissioned C-130 transport plane stationed there. He was joined by Lieutenant General Stephen Pario, Commanding General of the Air Force, and U.S. Ambassador Mary Kay Carlson, among others. The AFP, Armed Forces of the Philippines, modernization program is undoubtedly a response to the growing complication of the situation that we are facing in our region, Marcos said. Unfortunately, we cannot say that the situation is improving, he added. If the situation that we are now facing over the West Philippine Sea, the president added, the government has been very serious about upgrading the Air Force's capabilities. The best we can hope for is to maintain the present situation as is and hopefully continue to lessen the tension, he added. Marcos's comments made no explicit mention of China, which has occupied parts of the West Philippine Sea since 2012, or of Washington and its allies, which have challenged Beijing's claim to much of the South China Sea. Mr. Marcos addressed government soldiers in Cebu Province in February, addressing the maritime tensions between those nations and the Philippines. He urged the armed forces to guard carefully the country's territory, citing the most complex geopolitical situation in the world. He also mentioned the intensification of competition between superpowers. The president reaffirmed his dedication to modernizing the armed forces, saying that his administration would provide all the tools required for the AFP to fulfill its mission of protecting the republic. Last year, on his first full day as president, Marcos pledged to create a stronger, bigger, and more effective Air Force, as he led the commemoration of its founding anniversary, also on July 1st. The military's modernization initiative was already on its second horizon at the time, with $52 billion in assets and equipment purchased, including for radar systems and more than 30 combat utility helicopters. The third and final horizon of the modernization program spans the years 2023 to 2028, which coincides with the anticipated tenure of the Marcos administration. Under that horizon, the Air Force plans to acquire 2 to 6 assault helicopters and other aircraft, 16 utility helicopters, 10 unmanned aerial vehicles, 5 transport aircraft, and a missile defense system. When he returned to Clark Air Base, he instructed the Air Force to maintain all assets ready to go. In the event of an unfortunate event, we must be able to assess and respond quickly. We cannot afford to waste time in our mission to save lives, Marcos explained. House approval. The House of Representatives also backed the military's modernization initiative. The armed forces, according to Speaker Martin Romualdez, should be equipped with the latest technological advances and training to respond to the ongoing threats that we face. Representative Eli Zaldeico, chair of the House Appropriations Committee, voiced the same sentiment when he spoke at a fellowship gathering in Cebu City between members of the House and AFP officials led by its Chief of Staff, General Andres Centino. Co-agreed with Romualdez in his statement about the importance of providing sufficient funding to meet the needs of soldiers in facing the nation's challenges.